Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
You ain't on the air?
Man, no, I'm sorry. I had intended to just say a few words before we got started, but it got into, man, a discussion here that probably you're right. I messed up. I should have started this recording earlier. So people, we on. We on, and we having a discussion about what's happening out there and what's going on about this dizzying pace and stuff of laying folks off indiscriminately and doing all kind of crazy stuff. And I guess this weekend with that nut job, Elon, sending out that email threatening all those workers and stuff that they better justify their jobs. I don't think he or Donald realized what the hell they did. He sent this thing out to what, 2 million people?
Really?
2.5 million people who are involved with this stuff. And guess who some of these folks are? The CIA agents. These people got secrets, man. They can't be divulging what the heck they doing and stuff into an email to Elon Musk. Man, there's a whole lot of people, man, upset about that crap there and everything. And Donald, I guess after he started to defend him, but as the outcry got bigger and everything about that mess that he was doing, and he even had some of his cabinet members tell their employees, don't even respond to it.
Well, every agency, I think it
Some of
was
those
7 of
agencies,
them,
man, they cannot divulge what the
they
heck they
told
doing.
they put all they put their symbol on there, their emblem on there, and told them do not respond.
Yeah, they said, don't respond to it because you can't do that. But he set this thing out to everybody, and now they own his on Trump behind about it. So guess what, Donald? His favorite thing to do is that poor Elon. He just throw him to the dogs. I didn't do it. Elon did it.
And let me just say this, and
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
switch gears on you,
Go ahead.
and I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
tell you right now, we got a doofless clown show right here in Florida. This dude, what is wrong with him? He said, well, I agree with what Elon Musk is doing, and we're going to copy off of him. I'm not going to replace the attorney general. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to be, we need doctors and what have you. I decided I'm not going to hire these doctors and replace these positions because we need to save money. He already said that he put in a proposal so that people won't pay property tax. He's doing whatever he can to try to get so he can be the next president. This man ain't got a good brain in his head. He don't even know anything about politics. I know more than him, and I don't know nothing. This man don't know nothing, man. Then he talking about his wife is thinking about running for governor. What is going on here, man? This dude,
These folks
and
got power. They got power hungry. Go ahead.
here's the thing. I was while you was talking a little bit, I was reading articles on the Haitians. Man, they having problems, bro. And then you know where they coming? You know where they going? To Florida. They coming to Florida. They trying to get out of Haiti, man, as soon as they can. Them gangs is just, I mean, ravish that country. And I don't know why the United States don't intervene. And whoever's leading that place or supposed to be should be asking for help. They run around killing people and robbing people and everything else. These people they ain't got no schools going, all kind of stuff going on there. They don't even have an adequate government.
Well,
and you got these Haitians, you know, they in certain areas, what this area they had where they supposed to have been getting some kind of relief under President Biden, temporary relief, so they can stay here. And then he cut that off. So these people are scared to death.
Mm.
They don't know what to do. They down there in South Florida.
Mm.
But yet still, some of them still coming.
They ain't got no choice. They don't have a choice. You either try to come here or face death. That's the option. Stay there and die, or try to make it up here, or get some other country to take them in. That's the situation. And you're right, it's dire down there.
A lot of Haitians came here in the early 70s and they came in through the 80s. And they're well established in South Florida. And you even got some politicians that are Haitians and what have you. But some of them are Republicans.
Yeah.
So they're battling for their people, although they look just like us.
Yeah. And you know why they chose Republicans, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's sad, you know, and you got those Cubans, they getting ready to snatch them up. Some of them Cubans. So, and then of course, you know, not only do you have Cubans in South Florida and Central Florida, you got all these El Salvadorans, Belize, you name it. So Florida, and then they're doing training now. Just heard the news on that. They're doing training on helping the ICE get rid of some of these undocumented people. I don't think they know what they're doing, bro. You know, they're talking about because of this $37 trillion debt. But hey, Republicans are the ones responsible for it.
You brought that first question up about Haiti and why it has gotten so bad there in that country, and why no one wants to come there and deal with it. I've been slightly following what's going on in that country, and the last time that I really looked at it was about 5 or 6 months ago, maybe even longer than that, when they ran their prime minister out of the country and the gangs took over. And I stopped looking at it. I said, there's no sense in me looking at that mess. And it's when you start having havoc and mess like that, and you seeing gangs and stuff who are uneducated and all they want to do is fight and control drugs and stuff and deal with gang stuff, most of your civilized countries and stuff don't want to come in and be involved in that stuff. They don't want to come over there and police it because I don't know if you remember, but one of our presidents and stuff sent some troops and stuff into Haiti one time when they had all that upheaval and disruption there, where they were going to straighten the place out. I think it was Clinton. He sent some folks down there, and they tried to do something to reorganize the country and everything. And finally, they had to go ahead and leave because the folks down there didn't want them around. So now they're begging people to come in to help them and everything. And you're right, they need the help. They really do. But most people are afraid to come there and deal with them folks. They don't want to, because every time they come in there, the situation, it doesn't get better, it gets worse. So they have a country and stuff and everything that is ripe, man, for all kinds of illegal stuff going on there in that country and stuff, and people and stuff who want to be civilized and live there, they're not going to be able to stay there, and they have a right to leave, and that's why Biden gave them temporary protective status, because those people's lives were in danger. They could not stay there. Now, Donald, he don't give a crap. He don't care. He's sending them back to Venezuela. Those people, they know if they put them on that plane and they put them back there, and the plane lands in Venezuela, probably half the plane going to be killed. They're going to shoot them and kill them, annihilate them. They know it. The dictator down there says he's a dictator, and he's begging Trump to send them down. So we got a mess going on, man. In every corner, we got a mess going on. And this man hasn't made it any better. How do you do business in an environment that's all screwed up? I don't
Well,
know.
ask the people that's trading all this money every day, because right now they're confused.
And you see the stock market that them fell again.
Yeah,
You
confused.
cannot operate in chaos like this man is creating. You can't. It's almost impossible. It's going to disrupt a whole lot of people that he doesn't even care about disrupting, and he can't see it. And the people that put him in there, and I guess you can't, like these new people say, you can't just keep on saying "I told you so" because it's it's there. And these folks' lives are being upset and destroyed. And you got a lot of people out there, Ted, that I see here in my neighborhood. They don't care. It is a mess going on outside this neighborhood, but these folks walking around here and they don't care. He ain't bothering me. I still got my money coming in. I don't care. That's the attitude they have. But he just keeps stepping and messing in it. And eventually, somebody gonna get tired of this crap, Ted, and everything, and something gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen, but the wheel's gonna come off. Something gonna happen. March 14th might be D-Day for us. You know, March 14th is when they decide on shutting down the government or not. And we are not what? We're about 20 some days away from that date. Probably less than that. 4, 15, 19 days away. I don't know, man. I'm just frustrated, and all I'm seeing is bad news, bad news, bad news. And most of these folks outside this country, they are abandoning this country and bailing out. Canada is bailing out. Damn, United States being our partner. You guys can't control y'all politics and got that knucklehead threatening us with tariffs. Hey, we got to go find someplace that's stable to deal with our trading.
The governor said over a 1-year term, the state will attempt to sunset 70 state boards and commissions, cut 900 positions, require universities to undergo independent review and audit and look into local government expenditures. So this is his version of Doge. They just let this man do anything.
I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. So, eventually, somebody's going to stop him, and I'm waiting until that day come when they tell him, "Hey, pal, you got to go." But he's hard headed. He just like Trump. He hard headed, and he's gonna still sit around there and bullcrap people, and hopefully he can get because Ted, his Tesla stock and everything is taking a beating, and he got to have some more money flowing in, or his status and stuff as the richest man in the world and stuff is teetering on danger here. So he got to keep that egg, man, that piggy bank and stuff open and stuff. He got to do it. And the only piggy bank he's looking at is the federal government, because I don't believe that he can get that Tesla plant and his cars and stuff back out there and immediately. Now he can fix his problem, but it's going to take him years and stuff to get that thing fixed. And people aren't going to keep on buying them cars and stuff at them prices that they probably going to be hitting them daggone markets at. He can't get the raw materials.
Well, he keep on right.
And Canada made a specific reason and stuff to target that son of a gun. He was targeted specifically for what he is doing with the government. They target him. It ain't that tariff that they put on his raw materials and stuff was targeted for him, his company. And he's not seeing that. It was did to hurt him, just like when they targeted their the fertilizer and stuff and everything that came in to those farmers in the Midwest. Canada targeted that and said, we're gonna hurt them farmers. And because they the ones who gonna be able to go out there and tell that man that he's screwing up. You can't keep going like this and without breaking some eggs. And they're right, you're gonna break some eggs, some people are gonna be hurting. But how much can this whole thing, this whole economy withstand? When your jobless rates start going up, it's going to start hurting. Not only in the federal sector, in the private sector too, because they are touched by them. I don't think he sees that. I really don't. I think Trump thinks that he got an edict in mind, and he's going to keep on going until somebody actually stops him.
He don't care.
He doesn't care. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't care until somebody actually stops him. And the Congress has the power to stop him if they wanted to. They got the power to stop him, along with the judicial branch. The judicial branch takes a lot longer and stuff to stop him, but Congress can stop him if they really wanted to.
Well, this is all on YT people.
Yep. Oh man, did you see Vaxawami, what he running for now?
No.
You know, the man who was supposed to have been in cahoots with Elon Musk. You see
What
where
is
he go?
that?
He gone back to Ohio. He trying to run for governor.
Yeah,
He
well,
wants.
that's what they said they was going to do.
Well, he told him he wasn't. He told me he wasn't going to do that, and so Trump told him to run to be the senator. But DeWine said, "I ain't putting that some gun in there as my senator." So he turned, and so and to get rid of the embarrassment, he just said, "Well, I'm going to just try to run for governor." And he's trying to get Trump to endorse him, and Trump hasn't endorsed his to run for governor yet. And I'm actually something mad about Florida here. I hear that your boy might be running for governor down there. O'Donnell.
Yeah, he's smelling the flowers.
He is. Has he got a
He checking out. I put it like this. He checking out the flowers.
has he got a chance?
Not in hell. These white folks, these white T people are not electing a black governor. I don't care if you all up in his butt.
Well, he sure up there.
And he, you know, unless Trump campaign with him in every facet, it ain't happening.
It ain't happening. So what made him decide that he's strong enough to run for the governor of Florida?
That's what he's trying to do, is save face.
Save face.
He got Trump's endorsement already.
Yeah, I know. I heard that. He got his endorsement.
But he's just trying to save face with the black people, thinking that he's all that in a bag of chips.
So he's covering up some of his faults.
So he can say,
because Trump.
See, I told you. I told you. I told you. I can get my position. Because he wasn't. He didn't get no position in the cabinet.
He sure didn't, and no other job.
Matter of fact, he wasn't even considered for any cabinet position.
Oh no, he wasn't. And they got some deputy jobs and stuff that they're not even considering one. Would they got some commentator and stuff going to be the deputy FBI director? Somebody he's supposed to been on, got a Fox show or something and everything, and he made him a deputy director of Fox of the FBI.
Well, that's just to keep an eye on that little Indian boy.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So they don't trust the brother, huh? Well, the Indian.
No.
They don't trust the Indian. Oh, okay.
Well, you see, every time Rubio go out there, the VP is with him or somebody. You check his surroundings. Who went with him? He ain't by himself.
I didn't know that. I thought he was the Secretary of State. He was out there doing his thing.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I did not notice that. I really didn't. I didn't notice that he was being followed by folks to make sure he stayed in line. Oh man, Ted, what have they got in there? They got an administration with spies on spies. Depending on who you are.
Spying on spies, bro.
Spying on spies. Tell on him. I'm gonna send you over so you can tell on to make sure he's doing what I tell him to do. Oh my goodness. I don't know, Theodore. I don't know what's going on. Hey man, what's going on in sports that we all know about here? We got a draft. We're gonna change the subject here because politics is just ugly and just nasty and it's wearing out. What's going on in sports now? Did you see the Donald? He did him a tour of the NASCAR down in Daytona Beach there. I guess he likes sports car racing, huh?
Cost the taxpayer about $10 million.
He cost him more than that. He cost $10 million to drive the car around. You ain't talking about flying over. He got $10 million to drive his car around Daytona, the racetrack. He riding, O'Donnell riding around the racetrack, waving at the folks in the stand. He's sitting there in the beast. He gets out of his car, bring his
Yeah,
granddaughter
yeah,
with him.
yeah. I'm glad you can laugh about it. I ain't laughing.
I know, man. I told you, you got to laugh to keep from crying,
I'm
man.
not
It's
laughing, bro.
horrible.
I'm
You
not
got,
laughing. I'm telling you,
I know it. You got to laugh
this
to keep from
shit
crying to
is
you.
getting.
You do. You got to laugh
It's
to keep from
out of
crying.
order, man. It's out of order.
It's totally out of order. He done thrown out these people jobs, but he done wasted $10 million to ride around the racetrack.
I mean,
And these
one Democrat congressperson said, "You just released so many people, and that's a 1 day of expense of the American people. 1 day."
and we ain't talking about his golf now. He went out on golf the other day too. Now he did a golfing thing, and he
That's another
spent a
10
whole lot of
million.
money. That's another one. Yeah, that's another 10. Now more than that, because he got to get out there and the Secret
That's every
Service.
weekend, bro. They
Huh?
said that he didn't golf 9 days out of the 30 days he's been in office so far. That ain't counting the football game and the racetrack thing. So he didn't cost this country already over $150 million. And he won a new plane. They're making it now for him. This is the second one he ordered, the second one. Because he ordered a new one last time he was in office.
Well, I heard that Boeing is having a problem getting this thing built for him, and he sent Elon over there to find out why they couldn't get his plane together. So you don't know why it's taking them that long to get his stuff for him. So I don't know.
Here's what these people have learned. And not only the inside people, I'm talking about Congress people, senators, and the world. Let another ugly one like this come up. They're not going to allow it, bro. They're not going to allow it. They can't. They can't be that doofus. They're going to have to set up guardrails, ways. They're going to have to. This is the reason why they're trying to change this whole media thing, getting rid of people, shutting people down and out, running them out of the business so that people don't report on them. But the thing is, these Congress and Senator people, I think they have learned their lesson. They thought that it would be something, the ratings, these news people thought the ratings is up because, people eyeballs on it because he's got this sycophants. Every time he's on TV, they're watching, so they say, hey, we got the ratings. Every time we put on Donald Trump, you got the ratings. Because he got his little 40 million sycophants. So what have we learned? Now, grant you, some of the things that these left people are pushing to the extreme is a bit much. So that's their culture wars. But Ed, did you see the 7 mountains? Did you see that script yet?
Mm-hmm.
These people ain't gonna stop. See, Donald Trump is just a tool. He's a puppet. These people is not going to stop. This right here is an ongoing thing they've been doing for years, since the 70s. And I don't know, like you got so many people that are, I'm going to put it like this, unbelievers. And then you have people that are, just, churchgoers, but they, I would put it, and, I can't come up with a better word. I would say carnal Christians. Go to church on Sunday, party on Saturday night. So they're carnal Christians. They're not really up on the word and knowing exactly where these people are coming from and what they're doing. So they don't keep up with these different pastors. Man, let me tell you, you heard of Pastor Jennings?
No, I haven't.
Next time, and I'm going to tell people this now, anybody that's listening, this man put out I heard it last week, man, I'm telling you, he cut Elon Musk a new asshole and Trump about cutting all these people's jobs. He said, yeah, come on after me. I don't care. He said, you've been coming after me all the time anyway. This dude, if you ever look at Pastor Jennings, he don't hold nothing back. He gets on everybody's case. He's a little bit too harsh for me, because, he eats up everybody. He talks about all the religions. He damn to come to church, come to his church, come to my church, come on. Let's have a discussion, let's have a debate. And he'll bring them to the pulpit. He's a rough dude, bro. So I don't know. And he said that they're coming after him. They've been coming after him. He said, come on. He even told him, come on. You got churches all over the world. Rough dude, bro. So, he talks about white supremacy. He talks about, black folks, all kind of people. He don't care. He don't have no prejudice. A lot of stuff he's saying is true. But he's just he a voice that's howling in the wind. He ain't got no power. All he's doing is talking. So, like I said, it's all right now. It's all on white people now. Everything right now that's going on is because of white people. Whether they want to believe it or not, because
and they asked for that. They asked for it.
Yeah, they asked for it.
They asked for that. It is on there. They asked
White
for
men
it. And they can't say that they went into that booth not knowing that this man was a problem. All the signs were there. All the signs were there. And that bothers me, Ted, that happened. It really bothers me that happened. That they
because there's
went
a lot
into
of good
that
white
thing
folks
knowing.
out there, bro. But a lot of them got brainwashed with this CRT, critical race theory, Black history. Maybe Biden went overboard when he made certain things holidays, and went overboard when he went down to Oklahoma. Maybe he went overboard by eliminating a lot of people's, I don't know. I don't know. A lot of white folks didn't like that stuff, you know. But white folks don't understand what black people have been through. Everybody else gets reparations but us. And we've been talking about reparations for what, 60 years, more than that? So they could have fixed that thing a long time ago and would have been done with it. But now, as far as I'm concerned, it's up to $65 trillion. That's my figure. Because right now, the dollar ain't worth nothing. Zero. That's what the dollar is worth. So that's the reason why, as far as I'm concerned, the reason why George Bush started that war. They had all that money left over. Everything was tight. Everything was good. And he started that war and blew $8 trillion.
Unknown caller.
Then turned around and then had a mortgage crisis. That cost another 10 to 12 trillion. Obama came and cleaned it up. Trump got in office and did another $8 trillion. Now you add it up, you saying fraud. That's what a fraud is, bro. Because that $8 trillion went somewhere in somebody's pocket. That $12 trillion went into somebody's pocket. And all that fraud that went on in the bank, in the mortgage company and those banks, did nobody go to jail? Did nobody go to court? They just overlooked it. So when you talk about $36 trillion in debt, hey, look in the mirror, Republicans. Look in the mirror. Ronald Reagan brought the debt up to $5 trillion. That was unheard of then. And still stole $3 trillion out of the Social Security. Closed all the mental institutions that we had. Kicked them out, kicked all those people out. That's why you have so many people in California that's homeless. And that was 50 years ago. So you don't have any mental institutions now. Unless they company owned. It was ran by states and federal governments. And now people then open up these little mental places where, if you got addiction or you having a mental breakdown and all that, it costs money. And I can guarantee you they're getting government money too. They're getting grants. And then they're charging people an arm and a leg to put one of your relatives into that institution to get rid of that addiction or having that mental breakdown. He closed all the different sections in the military where any military person that was having a breakdown, they had people to talk to and come see. All that's closed down. And they already said that over 25 military people a day is committing suicide. People don't care, bro. People don't care. It's, as long as I'm doing fine, everything is wonderful. As long as I'm doing fine, everything is wonderful. I can go to church. I can, go to my job. I can drive my nice car. And don't bother to vote. Don't bother to put the right people in office. Don't bother, to find out who is this person that's running for office and what are they really planning on doing. All you see is an R and a D. Well, I'm a Republican. I'm voting for him or her. You don't know what you're putting in office. That's been proven because they sure don't do nothing for any of those committees. Wake up, people, wake up. Hey, you better get woke. Because they getting ready to ruin your life. Now, if you got a few $1 million in the bank, you might be okay for a while. But they'll be coming for that too, eventually.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be coming for that too. So, better wake up. Better wake up, man, because this ain't about you. This is about the American people and how these people are being treated. And I keep saying, I'm repeating myself because this right here is a record that's going around and around and it keeps playing. Over 2 million people in jail or prison, 500,000 foster care children, 1 million juveniles in jail.
A lot of people, man.
Don't nobody care, bro.
And if they are incarcerated and stuff and everything, there's a cost to incarcerate them.
Billions of
just
dollars a year.
Just like this program here that Trump got to protect these people out of the country. There's a cost to doing that, man. You got to put these people into some place. You got to house them before they can, and then you got to process them. And usually it's going to take at least 10 days or so, maybe 12, 14 days at the fastest that you can be able to process these folks and everything to get them ready to be going back to whatever country that you're going to take them back to. There's a cost to that. Then you got to put them on a plane. And if it's a commercial plane, well, most of the time it's a military plane because they don't want to put them on a commercial plane. So it's a cost, man. It's a huge cost, man, to taking 4 or 5 million people out of this country. 4 to 5 million people, throw them out. There's a cost. Who paying the bill?
The joke is that these people, they're spending well over $150 billion to keep people out of this country on those borders. Instead of Congress putting together a correct bill to do the right thing, they even hired all these doggone patrol people, paying them $80, $90, $100,000 a year. It's a joke. It's a joke. And people are making money off of this stuff, bro. All the stuff that they're doing is just making money. And these people that's making that kind of money riding around on these cars, and some of them are risky business because you got crooks coming over here and everything else. Hey, more power to them. That's what they want to do for their living. But you know what? All of that is not needed if they do the right things. This is the reason why we are in the shape we are in, because they're sitting up here spending money making a problem when there's no problem, and you can solve the problem. You ain't solving no problem. What problems are they solving here? I mean, it took Look, man, they've been trying to get these bridges and these railroads and all of that fixed for how many years now?
Long time.
It's a
And,
joke.
the bridges and all that stuff was messed up in his first administration. If I remember correctly, in 2016, he came in there
President
and the
Obama was
bridge.
trying to get those
Yeah,
bridges and stuff
and he had
fixed.
promised the American people that he was going to have an infrastructure a bill passed and stuff to fix some of these bridges and roads and highways, and he never did. He never got a dime. He never did one dime.
He didn't even do a bill for it.
That was what, 9 years ago? That's a long time. And then he canceled all the money at the end of that. When he came in, every dime that wasn't spent, he stopped the money.
Yep.
He stopped the money. The money, all the money wasn't spent. He stopped it. Executive order. We're gonna stop all that.
Trying to rebuild this country and try to make it better so people
Yes, sir.
can ride trains safely
Yes, sir.
and do all kinds of things to make it better, bridges and what
Yes,
have you.
sir. President, whatever.
But yet still, they put him in office.
I know it. And that project that California had for the high-speed rail from Los Angeles to San Francisco, it's on the chopping block too. It's dead. Now, guess who?
Something is wrong here, bro.
Guess who's building up their infrastructure and spending money on infrastructure projects, and it's bringing forth a lot of positive stuff for their population and everything. China. They building up their infrastructure, man. They putting in new high-speed rail stuff, everything for their population.
I said this before. People go look up China, and they'll show you all the bridges. They've made miraculous bridges to travel all over their country. They're using their money so that their people can go back and forth to work or wherever they're doing. They're building all kinds of. There's no homeless in you're only homeless because you want to be homeless in China, because they got so many high rises. They got high rises that's empty. People ain't even there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of those people live in the mountains. A lot of these older people back in they live on rice and tea all day.
Mm-hmm. And pork.
Yeah.
Or hog or chicken.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what they live off of.
That was their diet. And they like it the old way. They don't like that modern stuff. So they got a choice. Either stay over there where it's not modern or move into the city and stuff, where the urban areas where it's very modern.
And let me tell you, they on a fast track too, brother.
Fast track, man.
And they getting educated. They educating doctors and lawyers and engineers and all kinds of professional people. They come over here and get educated, go back over there and do all kind of stuff. But here we are, we're gonna cut our education out and not make it better, but they're gonna say, okay, we're gonna leave it up to the states. Well, we already know if you cut education for the states, I mean for the federal government, then you're hurting the red states.
I'm curious, Ted. I'm very curious here. I guess I'm thinking like a normal thinking human being would think.
As he say, common sense.
Yeah, I'm normal. Now, I'm in charge of something, and I'm gonna go tear it down, but I don't have a plan to build it back up. What's his plan? He done took all these people down there, tore it all up. What's his plan? To build it, to keep it going, or to
He got
build
a
it back
concept
up?
of a plan, Ed. He got no vision. This man ain't got no vision, bro, for America. He ain't got
Got a
no vision for
concept.
America.
He got
Where's
a
the vision?
concept.
He got a concept.
He
He ain't got no vision for America. What is America? What is the vision for America right now? He gonna
He
tell
said,
you all this. You know what he gonna do in his
make
in his,
America great, Ted. You don't understand
Ed,
what the vision is? Make America great.
Ed, when
What?
you know what he gonna talk about? He gonna talk about we getting all the illegals out of here. We cutting taxes. We getting rid of all the regulations. We cutting all the fat off the federal government. That's what he gonna say, but he ain't gonna tell you nothing he gonna do for the American people. Nothing. Nothing. He ain't gonna say that, hey, we trying to make sure that we have more businesses in certain communities that need businesses, and we're gonna try to do this, we're gonna try to do that, we're gonna make healthcare better.
Theodore, our Super Bowl champions, change the subject, says,
They ain't coming.
damn Trump, they ain't going into, they not visiting the White House.
We ain't coming.
He said they ain't coming to the White House. We ain't going nowhere.
No.
They done asked him again, well, are you going to go? And they talked to the owner, Jeffrey Lurie, and he just said no. Because the last time they won it, I think Trump was in power then, wasn't he? Or they was there. Trump was the president, and he and
They don't want no McDonald's, bro.
and half the team didn't want to go. So Lurie said, "Well, I'll send 20 or 30 of my players along with our MVP." And Trump folks said, "No, don't bring them." So they told him, "Now you going to see Trump now?" No.
And
Super
besides
Bowl
that,
champ.
they want a real celebration. They don't want no hamburgers for lunch.
Super Bowl champ said they're not going. Now I wonder what with Kansas City had a win if they had a won. Probably the way it would have. They probably would have all
Well,
went
they
up
went
there.
when they went last time,
Yeah.
and they had
probably would.
hamburgers.
Yeah. You have hamburgers.
Hey, it wasn't on a plate. It was in the box.
Yeah.
Bags. They showed it, man. They showed boxes of hamburgers.
Yeah. Well, we are about 4 days away from the biggest event of the college season, March Madness. I haven't been watching college football yet because of all this mess going on.
Wait a minute. Do you know who's number one?
They said Alabama or somebody in it.
Auburn.
Auburn number one?
Auburn is number one, bro. But
Whoa.
Alabama
You talking
is
about
number 4.
changing? You talking about changing of the guards?
Changing
Man,
of the guards, bro.
Kentucky and you in your University of North Carolina, all them boys was always tough.
Kentucky is like 17th or 18th.
Oh man, I haven't been watching them and stuff, but I'm gonna start.
I watch every once in a while a little college game here and there, but I watched that Auburn game and I watched some of that Alabama game.
Are those teams that good?
Well, you see, Ed, these guys, man, coming out of high school, you know what they're doing?
What?
They're going to the G League, bro.
They're going to the where?
Overseas. I'm talking about the good ones. Now the good ones.
They're coming out of high school and going overseas.
A lot of them going overseas. A lot of them they go straight into the G League. Or they go into some other pro because they'll make more money. So yeah, I'm not gonna waste no time going to college. Now the really good ones that's come out of high school, they go to these big schools. All they gotta do is play a year and then they're eligible for the pros.
Mm-hmm.
This is supposed to be, I'm just going by what the analysts say, one of the best drafts in a long time.
For the
So we'll
NBA?
see. But it's some good teams out there, but I don't know if they're that good. You know, ain't nobody, and I done watched all the better teams, and I ain't seen nobody that's spectacular. Then they got that young kid from Duke, little white guy. I'm trying to think of his name, but he's a solid player, but he ain't nothing special. He ain't nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
He a good player though, but he ain't spectacular. But I think he'll be a good pro.
So there aren't any real good teams coming out of the Big East or the Big Ten.
Yeah,
The Big Ten doesn't even have anybody in the top 25.
yeah, they got some teams. Michigan State is in the top 25, and
Michigan State, okay.
yeah, Michigan State, but that's the only one that I think that's really up there. I think either Iowa, Ohio is up there, but
Oh, okay.
but it's nobody, and I watched all these players, and a lot of these players, the only reason why they on the team is, and made it and starting because a lot of the better players are going elsewhere. They're not going to college.
Mm-hmm. Mm. I didn't realize that. I'm missing out on a whole lot of stuff here because I'm always into March Madness now. I got to watch the March Madness as soon as they get their tournament bracketing stuff lined up.
Well, March Madness, no matter who it is, they
Yeah.
could be a mediocre team or whatever. You always interested, at least I am, interested in these players that, because you're playing, because it'd be your last game of your career in college.
Mhm.
So you're going to give it all you got. And so, one and done, you're done. So they're going to be playing their hardest to try to survive.
But I always like to have my favorite. I never would have thought that Auburn was number one. So Auburn probably going to get a number one seed then, what you're saying.
Yeah, they're going to get a number
Oh,
one seed. Alabama going to get a number one seed. Probably
okay.
Michigan State going to get a number one seed. And I'm trying to think of what other team that might be out. Those three I know probably going to get a number one seed. But I have no idea who's going to be after that.
Where's
Because it's
Kentucky
only
at? Where's Kentucky at? They usually
Kentucky's
pretty strong.
17. They're 17.
They're 17? Oh, okay.
So
Man, Louisville Cardinals up in the top
nah.
20? The Cardinals not there?
They got a
Oh,
decent team though.
man. They didn't change the whole dynamics there. Shoot. Is any
You
team
know,
out of Florida? Is any team out of Florida up in there?
Florida's up there. That's right. Florida's the other one.
Florida's another number one seed?
They're going to be a number one seed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're going to be a number one seed. For some reason, they didn't came out of the woodworks and buoyed up their players.
Yeah. So there won't be any team out of the West who's going to be the number one seed. All the teams are going to be number one seeds either
I'm trying to think.
in the
Well,
Southeast.
it's the girls. I think it's the girls UCLA team that's better. I haven't been, usually UCLA used to be or still is.
It used to be a powerhouse, yeah.
Yeah, it was always my favorite team. But they're not recruiting no more, man. They ain't recruiting the best players.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them. But I wasn't impressed with them. I saw a few minutes of them, and I wasn't that impressed.
Okay, man. Final word here. We're at the end.
Well, there's a whole lot of grumblings that's going on. A lot of people discontent on both sides of the aisle. And I'm talking about the people. I ain't talking about Congress. And they see the devastation that's happening, the cutbacks, the stopping of the money going to different parts of the country. And for whatever reason, these Congress people are scared to death, and Senate.
Mm.
So we'll see. I don't know.
Well, my final thing and stuff is that we've been talking here about a lot about what's going on, and excuse me, and sometimes when you, or not even sometimes, most of the time, and everything, there's always a day or a time and stuff that we have to sit back and reflect and look at ourselves, deep into ourselves, look into our soul. And sometime next month and stuff, we're going to start having a segment and stuff, or a day that we're going to show that we're going to have, that we're going to be looking into the soul of our country.
The soul of our country.
The soul of our country. Because we need to make sure that we just haven't taken ourselves so far away from the morality and and the things that we held dearly and stuff, a spiritual time that we need to deal with our spiritual soul. And I know that, and when people start getting to the end of their lives and stuff, they're going to be dealing with their spiritual self. Even if they didn't do it before, they will start there. And it looks like we are at a final death point and stuff here. So we need to look at our soul and see where we at and see where we're going to come out on this end. Are we going to come out okay? Are we going to be taking care of our children? Are we going to be taking care of our senior citizens? Are we? I don't know. The death of any society is when they do not take care of their children or their senior citizen. And we're not doing
Well,
that.
they already cut all the programs for
Yeah.
daycare.
Yeah. And our children. And you got a sitting congressman has the nerve to sit up in a town hall meeting and tell them folks down there need to take care of their kids. We ain't going to take care of them. You need to take care of them kids. We had a devastating thing and stuff happened to it. I was told the other night, it was two nights ago, I woke up and this lady had, I think, 5 or 6 children, and she was kicked out of her apartment here in Atlanta.
Mm.
They kicked her out of her apartment. She had 5 or 6 children. One of them was a 6-month-old baby.
Mm.
And they were living in their car in this cold weather, because Atlanta had a very, very cold weather and stuff down there. And one night during the cold, 2 of her children died from exposure. The baby, the 6-month-old baby, is dead, and the 6-year-old boy is dead because we put these children and stuff out along with their mother in the streets so they can live in a car. It's the only place they had to go. The lady called 911 and asked them for help. And the lady told her all the shelters are full. You need to find some place to go. And 2 children are dead. That's all I got to say, people. Bye-bye.